For Cammie Woodman, tennis and transition go hand in hand. In September 2022, Cammie Woodman watched the final matches of Serena Williams' career from her apartment in Brooklyn. Cammie had never really watched professional tennis before and had never picked up a racket herself, but she'd recently seen King Richard, the movie about Richard Williams coaching his daughters, Serena and Venus, to greatness. Cammie, of course, already knew who Serena Williams was. She's one of the greatest athletes of all time. But King Richard had piqued her interest enough to actually tune into the US Open to watch her play. It was a thrilling time for all fans of women's tennis, old and new. Heading into the tournament, Serena had announced her intention to retire. It felt like the end of an era. Serena had gotten her first US Open title in 1999, around the same year I first picked up a racket. 23 years later, she was still inspiring others to step onto the court. Cammie was about a year into her transition and was struck by Serena's beauty, the crystal-studded stunning black dress and diamond-encrusted sneakers she sported for those final matches, but also the way she encompassed grace, strength, power, the way she screamed as she hit the ball. It spoke to Cammie. She wanted that exact energy in her life. It was kind of fate, Cammie tells me. I had seen those matches and I was like, okay, I'm really going to start playing. I really want to try this. She texted her friend after Serena Williams' final career match to say she was going to look for a tennis racket and that they should start playing. Right after she sent the text, she left her apartment to drop off laundry at the laundromat down the street. An abandoned tennis racket sat right on the other side of the road. It really was fate. It's easy to see it like a fairy tale, one tennis icon putting down her racket just as someone completely new to the sport finds her own. Cammie and I laugh as she reveals the reality of the situation. Looking back, it was like a really dinky kid's racket, she says. But I didn't know any better, so I played with that for forever. Hey, a free racket is a free racket. From there, Cammie started playing casually with her partner and one of their friends at a local court in Brooklyn, just on their own without coaching. Cammie had never played a sport before and had been bullied a lot as a kid. She'd never felt athletic. She wanted privacy, a safe and controlled environment, while she was still just beginning to learn. She watched videos about form, hit with friends who were also beginners, and went to the handball courts to hit against a wall, too. I was so bad that no one would want to play with me, so I just played myself there, she says. I was just like, you know what? I want to get good, and these people will be sorry that they said no. Right from my first time stepping on court, I was like, I am really into this. I really want to be good at this, she adds. 6 months later, she started going to group clinics. She had her first lesson with her coach, Isis, in February 2023. Sometimes she'd be the only one out there working with a coach in the 30-degree New York winter weather. She was really in it to get good, so seasons weren't going to stop her. Mastering tennis takes a lot of consistency and reps, and Cammie was doing the work. She took lessons twice a week and started learning super fast, telling her coach her goal was to start competing the following year. She was like, I think you should just do it now, Cammie says, and she agreed, even though she didn't have much match play experience and barely knew the specifics of formal match play like when to change sides and how to score a tiebreaker. About 10 months after she'd first picked up a racket, she competed in an amateur tournament run by Brooklyn-based nonprofit Lincoln Terrace Tennis Association and lost. But she liked the experience, and it only convinced her to work harder. Matches are so intimidating, but when you get your confidence up and when you start understanding and being able to track the score better, it gets so much easier, she says.